Hello friends, welcome to today's session. So today we are not going to discuss anything about any particular topic or any subject. Rather, I would like to discuss about what are the things that should be done at this moment in order to crack the UPSC Prelims 2017. So here are 5 ways in which you can crack the exam, and I think they are very fruitful from the exam point of view. So let's get right into the video. Now the first one is like we have all completed the syllabus at least once by this time, like we have had at least one reading of the topic, if not mugging up and all. So we must like randomly pick up the past UPSC papers at this moment and not solve them year wise. I would prefer that you solve them subject wise. So topic wise, like for modern Indian history, you just take it up and solve all the last 10 years paper, pick up the modern Indian history part and go on solving randomly, so that you can assess yourself and you can know that whether you are able to solve what the portions where you are weak. For example, you are suppose you are not able to recall the civil disobedience movement. It might be like that, because some of us tend to forget some particular things. So like in this way, if you go on solving, it will give you a boost to strengthen your confidence, to boost your confidence, and at the same time you can improve yourself. At the same time also, it gives you an idea about the pattern of the exam. So you know that there will be a total of 100 questions, and out of those 100 questions you have to make correct at least 60 to 65 to be on the safe side. So like you have to make less mistakes, at least try to make less mistakes, and just ensure that the probability of attempting questions is increasing. So you can do that with the past year's paper. You can buy the books available in the market for the past year's paper, or you can download it from the UPSC website. Now, coming to the second part. The second part, I'm going to discuss about how to tackle the stress during the revision time. Now, it's time for revision, so we all know that, but like we are not able, most of us are not able to make a proper timetable and do the proper revision. Now, what do I mean by proper revision? If we go on sitting down with the books and just uttering the lines that have been written over there, it will become very difficult to complete the syllabus before the exam, at least revising the syllabus. And in that way, we will not be satisfied, we will not be happy before we go to the exam hall. So the best way to revise, according to me, is that you take up the book, like for example, the book on polity. You just take up the book, put it beside you, keep it beside you, but do not open the book. Then you just try to recall in your mind from chapter 1, like what was it about. Put a bit of stress on your mind. In that way, it will help you to recall. You will find that you will be able to recall most of the things, because we as humans, whenever we read something very thoroughly for the first go, we usually remember most of the things that are written over there. It's our nature. So when you will go to recall, you will feel happy that, okay, so I remember this, and somewhere you will forget things in between. You are bound to forget that. Everyone does. It's nothing to be ashamed of, or it's nothing to be worried about. So there's still a lot of time and you can do it. So first you just close the book, try to recall the chapters. First, the name of the chapters, maybe. Let's make it very simple. So first you just recall the name of the chapters. You try to imagine the book in your head. Okay, so like I have read this, and maybe like for polity you can recall that I have read president, and after that I have read about vice president, and then about prime minister. And in this way just try to recall the chapters, because sometimes while solving the MCQs, it's the particular page or the particular chapter that helps us to solve the MCQ. Like we remember that, no, I have not read like this type anywhere, and then you just put that think this option will never be right. So in this way also you can solve the MCQs. So just try to recall, and then after that, when for a particular chapter, suppose for the president chapter, so you are not able to recall the oath of the president. The rest you have recalled, that's fine, but what about the oath? You have forgotten. So at that moment, open the book, go to that particular chapter and read that oath part again. It will help you to stick that particular thing into your mind. And then what you have to do is that you take a pen and a paper and write that down. Not the entire oath. I'm not telling about the entire oath. You just write down that president and then give an underscore and write the oath, so that whenever you recall for the second time, you notice that, okay, so first time when I recalled, I had forgotten the oath. And then while revising second time, you can understand whether you are forgetting the same thing again and again. If you are doing that, if there is a pattern of forgetting, then what you can do is that you can either make a rhyme or make a word out of it and then remember. Any familiar word, like in your life, someone's name, or some place that you have visited, some food that you like to eat, you can make names based on that, because we usually tend to remember such things. We never forget such things, and in that way you can remember the oath of the president. So this was just an example. You can do this for all these subjects. Now, number 3, you can rely on your obviously the notes that you have prepared or any other coaching where you have studied, but right at the moment I would like to say that depend more on the visual and the audio notes, because whatever we see or whatever we hear, it's a human tendency to remember them more than what we just see written on some paper or something like that. I mean to say by that we tend to remember more by looking at the pictures or by listening to what someone is saying. So in that way, I would say rely more on the visual or the audio notes. Now, the fourth one is that have free time for yourself. Do not devote the entire day on the same thing. So you have to find out like 1 to 2 hours or maybe 3 hours if you can manage for yourself. Speak to yourself or maybe to your loved ones. You can interact with them, or you can even I think this is what I do whenever I feel like, okay, I'm overstressed or something. You can listen to music. Music, according to medical science, is what is the best therapy anyone can ever have during the time of stress. And right now, I think all of us are in too much stress regarding the exam. So music therapy can be one of the solution to that. And number 5 is that please do believe in yourself. It's not a rocket science that you cannot do it. You can do it. You definitely can do it. And you have to fight for it. No one can do it for you. So no need to get tense. No need to get nervous. Just follow the simple steps that can take you right up to the next step of the exam. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.